Do you still believe this man does not belong in the conversation?
There's no way he should win it this year, and eventually he will be in the conversation if this keeps up. But at this point, anyone who's even considering that through this many games Brady's the MVP is out of their mind. He has only played in half the games. Even if you give him 100% credit for every win, and remember they were 3-1 without him.
All right.
So he doesn't obviously deserve 100% credit for all the wins because they were 3-1 versus,
Keep going.
Even if you give him all of that, he's had zero impact on the other 50% of the games. It is irrational and impossible for anyone to even put him in that conversation at this point.
Let me tell you what Max Kellerman just did, Donovan McNabb. Before he went into that little soliloquy, see, Max talks real fast, and he's real slick because he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I mean, the Ivy League education really, really works because this brother's smart. What he did was he was saying what he said, but prior to the soliloquy, he dropped in a little line there. At this point, hell no. What you said was a week ago before, and you don't care what Brady does this year.
That's right.
Based solely on the fact that this man missed 4 games under no consideration at any point. So that means this week, 4 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now, your position is going to still be the same. Donovan McNabb,
That's right.
I sat up there and I looked at Max Kellerman and I said, do you realize that Brady's on pace to throw over 4,000 yards? He said yes. I said, do you realize that he's on pace right now to throw 32 touchdowns and 0 interceptions? What if he let's give him 4 interceptions in the year. So if he throws 32 touchdowns and
Nick
4
Foles
interceptions.
did the same
wait a
thing
minute.
the other year.
Quarterback rating, wait a minute.
27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, same thing.
Listen,
Was Nick Foles the MVP?
listen.
Did he just throw Nick Foles?
He just threw Nick Foles. Nick Foles.
You're talking about what if he has 32 touchdowns and 4 interceptions?
Allow me. Look, because you're my man. You're my man. I got to look out for you. Boston's after you. You realize you can't show up in Boston, right? You can't show up anywhere in the state of Massachusetts. They're calling me because they're looking for your number. Everybody wants you because you don't make any sense.
I'll explain it to them. I'll have to talk slowly, but I'll explain it.
Are you sure? Did you just say that? That was a very, very incendiary statement about Massachusetts. But you handle that. My point to you is this. Brady is on pace to throw about 32 touchdowns, maybe 4 interceptions, have a QBR 8990, got a quarterback rating over 130. His numbers are better than 2007, and Max is talking about there's no way he could be MVP.
That's right.
Max, something is wrong with you.
You would never say if a basketball player played in 60 games.
I would say that.
Should be MVP.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
If a baseball player
played 120
Molly, games, should he be the MVP?
Can I get some help here?
No.
Did I not argue a week ago that if a player plays 60 games?
I have one question for Max. When the Patriots played the Bills,
take it over, Donovan.
Without Brady, how many points did they score?
Right, but that's one game, Molly. So you're going to give him credit. They were 3-1 without him, 4-0 with him.
0. 41
So that's
yesterday.
one game. Is that an MVP because you give him one game over?
No, everything else that he did.
Max, as Stephen A. likes to say a lot, you are so disrespectful.
Thank you.
I'm just telling the truth.
For a guy's 39 years old, yeah, he missed 4 games, but the way that he's been playing, this whole offense, everyone understands that they have to be accountable for their mistakes. And all Tom is doing at this point is being flawless at the quarterback position. Now, he's one of the quarterbacks who probably gets sacked the least. Yesterday, he got hit up a little bit, but yet still stayed strong. You look at his weapons, I tell you, probably wouldn't have maybe one Pro Bowler if he took out Gronkowski. Now, Julian Edelman has done great things for him. Chris Hogan all of a sudden becomes a household name.
That's true.
LeGarrette Blount is running the football. Their offensive line is playing well, and that was mainly because of the 4 games that he missed where everybody understood they had to do their job. Now, with Tom coming back at 39 years old, you're not asking him to do that much, but yet still, you don't see a quarterback in this game playing like Tom Brady.
He has played in the 4 games he's played, and he's played better than anyone in those 4 games.
Yeah, and so basically what we're saying,
when you're trying to give him credit for the 4 games he missed by saying his absence.
I'm not giving him credit for the 4 games. What I'm saying is I'm giving Josh McDaniels, I'm giving Bill Belichick credit because there was no Gronkowski. All of a sudden, Martellus Bennett looked like Kellen Winslow Sr.
That's right.
Now with Gronkowski coming back, Gronkowski's getting 100 yards receiving a game.
Wait, are you saying that before Brady was active, the coaching staff coached them up to a 3-1 record?
Absolutely.
Right. The coaching staff deserves a lot of credit, like now.
I'm not saying they don't. Josh McDaniels is going to be up for a head coaching job, but what we're seeing for Tom Brady is something we've never seen from a 39-year-old quarterback.
Except for that when Peyton Manning did it just the other year.
But what happened to Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning fell off.
He threw 55 touchdowns that year,
fall
and then he fell off the cliff.
The top four MVP candidates to me right now are Tom Brady, Ezekiel Elliott, Matt Ryan, and Derek Carr. So who would you take out of all four?
I agree with that.
You're conflating various ideas, which everyone does in these MVP debates. I agree. MVP actually means who's the best. I think best and valuable are the same thing. And in the 4 games in which he's played, Tom Brady is the best and the most valuable. But since that's only 50% of the games, you have to divide that value in half.
Wait a minute.
And half of Tom Brady is not better, more valuable.
We're not voting on MVP right now.
Well, we're talking about right now.
We're talking about MVP right now. What I'm saying to you is this, Max. If Tom Brady plays every game, that's 80% of the games.
75.
75% of the games. I'm sorry.
That's
75% of the games.
Right.
What's the problem?
So you're saying 75% of Tom Brady will be better than 100% of anyone else?
I'm saying to you that Tom Brady.
I would agree.
Listen, at 75%, if Tom Brady, I said this to you, let's not sit up there and try, to use your word, conflate the issues. I have said to you, if Tom Brady went 11-1 or 12-0, passed for 4,000 yards, got a QBR 90, a quarterback rating of 130, and he's completing more than 73% of his passes. You made the proclamation
the answer
that
is no,
under no
MVP.
circumstances.
That's unbelievable.
So your hold on, wait a minute. So your whole thing is the fact that he missed 4 games that disqualifies him from everything.
That is, by the way,
that's the point you're making.
That's such an obviously, self-evidently true statement.
That is not to who other than you.
You say 4 games like that's a low number. That is 25% of every game played by that team this season. And you're getting caught up in the unfairness of it all because he's playing at such a high level that obviously if he had those other 4 games too, he would be MVP. But you got to take that value out of his season.
We're not even doing that.
We're not even doing that because in a situation you mentioned baseball, if a baseball player plays 125, 130 games.
120, exactly. It's 120.
Ryan Howard was MVP and came in later in the part of the season.
It was never 120 games he played.
But he came in late in the later part of the season. It wasn't the beginning of the season.
Joe Montana won it in '89 and he didn't play 3 games.
And he didn't play 3 games.
That's right. That's the historical precedent, which I'd say is a bad precedent. And even then, no one's ever done it under 13.
But you mentioned Joe Montana. Joe Montana and Tom Brady are up there as 1A, 1B as far as the greatest of all time.
I think Tom Brady is the greatest of all time.
But what I'm saying is at this particular point, you haven't seen a quarterback that has dominated the game like this. You can talk Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning also played with a dominant defense. So when you look at Tom Brady has been doing this, and nobody even talks about New England. That's the problem. Nobody talks about New England because we expect this to happen with the New England Patriots.
Tom Brady is doing. Peyton Manning did exactly this a couple seasons ago.
And we were all over Peyton Manning.
Right, but he didn't miss games. He played in all the games. So you guys are asking like missing games is not it is a big thing. If you miss 1 or 2, even, okay, fine, you can make the argument if you're that much better than everyone else. You can't miss a quarter of the season. It's ridiculous, especially if your second and third string quarterbacks going 3-1 in your absence.
If you are balling,
he's got to go 10-2 to be.
If you are balling at an elite level, my only point is that I'm trying to. Everyone needs to understand your overlying point. If he misses 4 games, because he has missed 4 games, whatever he does doesn't matter when it comes to league MVP honors. That's it. So we don't have to go anywhere else. You believe that because Tom Brady missed 4 games,
or you can say 25% of the season.
Correct. Nothing he does qualifies him for MVP.
Correct.
That's nonsense.
Correct.
That's nonsense.
That logic is so straightforward and irrefutable. I can't believe
not
Is
irrefutable.
it a health advantage? Is that what you're going with? Because he's healthier, he's more well rested, he's not as banged up as playing a full season.
You know what I call him? I call him Spot Kellerman. That's what I call him. Logical. It's so logical. It's so logical.
It's really very
my logic
simple.
can't be denied.
No matter how valuable you are, if you are not so much more valuable than the second best player in the league, that you only play 75% of what they play and you're more valuable than them. Not in reality. In your emotional state, maybe, if people are like, oh, he's so great, he's the great Tom Brady, look at this amazing play. But in reality, you won't have as much value. Particularly when you have to go 10-2 to be even 1 game above your replacement second and third string quarterbacks. Because they went 3-1.
People won't even remember who their backup is.
Exactly. And there have been
in 2 or 3 weeks.
Listen, you've got MVPs that have missed a game or two or whatever the case may be. You're saying 25% of the game.
Yeah.
Automatically this one. So in other words, Tom Brady could go undefeated, not throw a single interception all year long. The New England Patriots can run the table and still, in the world of Max Kellerman, because he missed 4 games, he's not MVP.
I will say this.
That is nonsense. That is nonsense.
If Tom Brady goes undefeated and doesn't throw an interception, I will reevaluate at the end of the season.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I like the
he
names
probably
you
think
threw out,
Tony
though.
Romo was in there, too.
That's right. That's right.
It's not going to happen.
Donovan throwing out Matt Ryan and Derek Carr as well. We're going to talk about Derek Carr a little later in the show. Donovan staying with us. Let's talk about last year's MVP, though, coming up next. The Panthers got back on track, but Cam Newton is not happy. You don't want to miss what he had to say after the game. Do you still believe this man does not belong in the conversation?
There's no way he should win it this year, and eventually he will be in the conversation if this keeps up. But at this point, anyone who's even considering that through this many games Brady's the MVP is out of their mind. He has only played in half the games. Even if you give him 100% credit for every win, and remember they were 3-1 without him.
All right.
So he doesn't obviously deserve 100% credit for all the wins because they were 3-1 versus